Okay, hi there everybody. Thanks for watching this. I'm going to be going through my process of shaping the scales of the New York Special, which is a knife that I've most recently made. This one, you can see I'm basically unclamping this knife from the glue up. Looks pretty messy and ugly, but the glue up went very well, and it's important to glue the scales on properly for a correct fit and finish. So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting off the interscrews, or the remainder of the interscrews that are jutting out, and you can see I'm feeling with my thumb, just continually touching, making sure that I'm not overheating uh, these things, because if they do get too hot, obviously the epoxy is going to start letting go. So check it often, touch it with my thumb, mustn't be too hot. What I'm doing here on the disc grinder is I'm starting to clean up the flats. So I'm basically just bringing the interscrews down to the level of the scales, but I'm not going right down to the final position. I'm just cleaning up with a 60 grit, rough 60 grit, to just try and get everything nice and level and even, and there I'm happy with that. So this is I'm bringing the outer profile of the scales in line with the tang. This didn't work too well. I eventually just filed it down mostly. Here I'm using the disc sander again, but I'm going through the grits from 60 all the way to 1000 to get it to its final position. It's again important here to feel with your thumb on your interscrews. You don't want to heat it up there. I just dipped my thumb in some water and just touched it on the interscrew while it's getting a little bit warm, and then I bring it up to probably about 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters away from the tang on the edges there, so I can see very nicely visually how close I can bring the scales down. And yeah, so I flip it around, I do the one side, and then I flip it and do the other side.
So now that we have created the flat all along here on the disc sander, basically it's now time to start doing the marking out for where we're going to file to give this handle its overall shape. So I'm going to start with this tool over here. This tool is it's like a vernier. It's got the same readings as the vernier along here, but it's got a carbide scribe. You can have a look there, and this will then I'll set this to 1.6, about 1.5 to 1.6 millimeters, and mark it off, and then I will start marking along here and to about that point over there. So I'll get a line that's parallel with the edge from there to about over there, and once I have that, I'm going to do the back first. So it's going to go from there, and then I'm going to use my French curve and come down to probably just above that thong tube hole, and I'm going to start the shaping like this. So I'm going to put a nice rounded shape across the top of the scales on both sides. So I'm going to do the marking out on both sides and then do that rounded shape with the file. I'll then put it like that in the vise, and I will be carrying on that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that shape around all the way to there. So I'm going to get this profile which runs all along the back right to the end of the scale with a rounded shape, and then we'll pick it up again after that. Alright, I just wanted to show you very quickly what those scribed lines are looking like. Very difficult to see there on the silver on the bolster, but there it's about 1.5 mils around, and I've scribed it, and it goes all along to about that point. And then from there I've taken a French curve and I've pulled it all the way back to a point about over there, just above the thong tube, and then I've gone about 1.5 again all the way down to there. And I've done the same on the other side. I've also just come across the bottom about to there, on the bottom of the scales. So yeah, that's quite clear, and I'll show you again what this looks like after I've done the filing.
Okay, so here we go. I've explained how I get to the lines, and I start filing away here. I wish I did file this fast. Obviously this is, I think, 2 or 4 times as fast as what I normally file. But I keep cleaning the side of the flats there just to make sure that I don't go over the line. And so I'll work one side complete. I'll be very careful when the file is moving up towards the tang. You don't want to start filing the tang and making deep gouges in the tang, so make sure that your file work remains on the scale and doesn't actually cut into the tang when you're going near the center line.
Okay, so this is just to show you now that I've completely rounded these edges here. Just have a quick look there. You can see that there's a round profile running from there all the way around to there. So I've rounded that, and then I've also just gone underneath here and I've rounded that out over there up to that point there on both sides. Now I'm going to draw the palm swell that comes around here and then start working on this area. Just to go through some additional marking out, I took this sort of circular stencil and I made a circle about there, so it's directly at the back of the scales, circle there, and then I took a slightly smaller one and I did it over there. So that gives me 2 circles there, and then I join the outer edges, so you can just see what I've done there. The marking out is not very nice against the black linen micarta. And then just to show you over there, there's a very slight palm swell line that goes there and on the other side too. So I've marked, let me see, there we go, I've just marked it out, so you can see the palm swell line goes there and into the corner. So that's basically all the marking out that I need to do. So I'm going to start removing material in this area and over there, and I'm going to use the grinder to do that, the belt grinder. I'll show you how I do that, and then basically I want it to go in and then come up. So it goes in and swells out. So it gives you a nice grip when you're holding it over there. So it's actually a 3-finger knife, this New York Special. So when you hold it like that, you're getting a very good feeling over here as the scales come out. Okay, let's see how that goes.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm on the belt grinder and I'm just working these scales down in that area that I explained, and working towards the line where the palm swell is, but obviously not going over that line. You can approach that line, but you'll bring the rest, you bring the line, bring the groove up to the line with file work. So don't work too much with the grinder, just do the basic hogging out of material, and the rest is all done with a file. Be careful again not to overheat your pins, and make sure that you're symmetrical on both sides. Here I'm just removing the back part, which is the actual the palm grip, or not palm but the back of the hand grip. I'm just making sure that that little swell is nicely smoothed out, just hogging out the material, and the rest of the work is done with a file. Good sharp files will go a long way, and so either keep your files sharp and clean, and don't be afraid to replace when needed. So here I start filing out to the line. I'll sort of work this material down to the line, and I must confess that I got a bit tired of filming, and the knife was taking a bit long, so eventually I stopped filming after this point. And I guess what I'll do some more in another video. This is just showing the final work, the final piece after it's been filed and sanded. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions or comments, please post them below, and I'll do my very best to help you guys. These are just a few pics of the knife, and then my very first New York special that I did as well. Thanks for watching.